Hey yo, what is happening guys? This is himalnaruto coming at you with another video. So today we got some news regarding Kingdom Hearts 3 and its DLC as well as critical mode. So without further ado, let's just dive straight into it. So right here it says it looks like there's going to be Kingdom Hearts DLC after all, free and paid. Now of course we did know that Tetsuya Nomura did touch upon the topic of DLC and all that. So when in doubt, DLC. Square Enix has a recent history of waiting to see if things hit. They develop DLC, and when they do decide to pull the trigger, they go hard, similar to how Final Fantasy 15 DLCs were. Well, they're doing it for Kingdom Hearts 3, and their plans sound fairly expansive. Now, of course, this includes a free DLC, which not a lot of games have nowadays, so that's really good stuff. So right here, after waffling about whether or not to go for it in mid-2018, it seems like the series head Tetsuya Nomura and his team have their heart set on DLC. Speaking to Denki Online, Nomura states that although a re-released Final Mix Edition is how they used to handle it in the past, Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't necessarily just going to do that. Instead, they're gonna add free DLC over time, as well as a paid DLC with several elements all in one month. Translation: expect some free minor add-ons and one huge premium one, like with story implications. One of those updates will be a critical mode, an extra historical difficulty level that's still being tweaked, that will not be just mixed around damage numbers. We waited over a decade for the Xehanort saga to conclude, and now we're waiting for DLC. But DLC on Kingdom Hearts 3 has long legs. Even if a PC port isn't in the cards, we will be seeing the finale in a ton of remasters, completions, and a box set for years, possibly decades to come. Now the problem with that statement is that there's only one possibility. Well, there's two. It's going to be the entire collection for PS4 and then PS5 whenever that comes out, and rumors saying 2021, which I don't know. But let's continue reading on. Next up is from the Dengeki Online. So Nomura, when speaking about the 5 million copies shipped for Kingdom Hearts 3, he said, "As for the numbers, when I saw the exact number including DL sales, it exceeded my expectation. Right now we are making the DLC, so it doesn't feel like it's over. And my sleep time got shorter after the release." And then that's really good that Nomura wants to continue the legacy of Kingdom Hearts 3, because you know Kingdom Hearts 3 is amazing, and my review will come out soon. And Nomura on KH3 critical mode missing in KH3. Critical mode has been a Final Mix additional thing in the past, so we will release it later. We don't want to just end in adjusting damage numbers, but we are constantly adjusting, debugging it. We don't want it just hard, but fun and challenging. Now that's also another point I want to bring up with Nomura. He said that he made the combat more fun, which is true, but the problem is it did take something away from the game, and that is the difficulty, even on proud mode. But I just hope the critical mode is much more harder than, well, I just hope it's hard. That's basically it. And then Nomura on KH3 DLC. Until we release separate final mix package, but this time we want to add every additional content via DLC. As for free DLC, we will roll out whatever we finish first, but for the paid DLC we want to combine a lot of things and release it at once, so it will take time. But we want to finish working on the DLC by this year, and the team to move to the next game. Now of course a lot of people are going to say they want to finish it this year, which of course, you know, very understandable, and the window is quite big still. But when they say next game, people may be thinking that Final Fantasy VII Remake is pushed to another year. Who knows, am I right? Who knows, really? But honestly, this is all good stuff for me, especially for their free DLCs and only one paid DLC. Final Fantasy 15, basically, if you had the season pass, you would get a lot, but you would still have to pay for that of the Royal Edition, which gave a lot of important elements. And honestly, yes, there have been a lot of free updates for Final Fantasy 15. So with Final Fantasy 15, one of their biggest free add-ons was the Final Fantasy 14 collaboration, as well as, you know, the Assassin's Creed collaboration, and basically all their collaborations with other games. And personally, I feel that is amazing stuff. And with the DLC rolling out for Kingdom Hearts 3, and that being, you know, free, not, you don't have to pay for that DLC, good stuff, it makes you wonder what type of DLC it is. Now personally, I think maybe events such as a Frozen event for when Frozen 2 comes out, and then you have to revisit, you know, the Frozen world or something like that. That would be amazing stuff to actually do, and it can be very timed. But of course, Tetsuya Nomura said whatever he finishes first will then come out for the DLC. And honestly, I think one of the fewer things that might come out is like more photo space on the photograph on the camera, because let's be honest, I kind of finished that thing first. But one thing I really want to talk about is certain aspects such as episode Arden. We don't know if that thing is going to be free, but knowing Square Enix is going to be, you're gonna have to pay for it. But the thing about episode Arden is that it was supposed to be part of the season pass, and Tetsuya Nomura himself said he does not believe in seasonal passes. He doesn't like the business model, and he also stated that if he's going to put any DLC you have to pay for, it's gonna make it worth your time. That's why he's gonna put a lot of several stuff within one DLC. Now, like I said, Final Fantasy 15 has a lot of DLC, and majority of the bigger ones that, you know, you need to play in order to understand the story, you have to pay for. Now, Tetsuya Nomura said, you know, again, he doesn't believe in a business statement such as seasonal passes, and of course we can see that with final mixes. You don't actually buy DLC, such as with Kingdom Hearts 2. We only got Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2, but in the Japanese market there was a final mix which we got later down the line, which added quite a bit of more content. And another thing I want to talk about is a multiplayer. Now of course, Final Fantasy 15 did have its own multiplayer, and Tetsuya Nomura also did speak about multiplayer, and I honestly think that will be one of the aspects to go within this big DLC. Now in this big DLC, that'll have a lot of things in it. I think that'll be the final mix with more secret bosses, and also stuff such as, you know, the critical mode, also the online aspect, which honestly will be good. And the smaller DLCs, I think that'll be like, you know, more recipes you can make, and maybe some other stuff like an Olympus Coliseum mode, you know, because there was a tournament mode in the other Kingdom Hearts games and they took it out for some reason. And also in the big DLC, I want them to at least put one Final Fantasy character, just one. Like, even, okay, maybe make it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, or 15, who knows. Just put something, lads. So actually, like I said, we didn't need Final Fantasy characters within Kingdom Hearts 3, but it would be good for fan service, especially because yes, I loved Kingdom Hearts 3, but the problem was people are complaining about the Final Fantasy characters not showing up, which I completely understand. But the thing is, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3 is on its own legs now. It doesn't need the help of Final Fantasy, and that's what I really want to also talk in with another video. But overall, I think these DLCs are going to be awesome. In total, how many DLCs do I think will be free? I'm guessing around at least 5 free DLCs, at least 5, and then the one big DLC. I don't know if they're gonna do monthly updates, kind of similar how they used to do with Final Fantasy 15 in the earlier days, but we'll have to wait and see. And however guys, that is it for this video. Please leave a like, helps me a lot. Comment down in the comment section down below what you guys think. Share with friends because sharing is caring, and most importantly, subscribe to become a fellow lightning bolt. Anyway guys, that is it for this video, and as always, this is the Lightning Shade. Blaze out.